at 3 minutes past 9. We've got the chair, Jason Goldworthy, that's sick today. So we have to elect a chair for the meeting. So what I'll do is I'll call for nominations for chair.
I'll nominate Neville. I'll second.
Okay, so we're going to nominate in a second. All in favour?
Aye.
Those against? Okay, declare Neville the chair.
Take the sign.
I just might forget the date. You don't know.
Welcome and thank you for that. Thank you, Jeff. Right, I'll call for apologies, and I have one from Jason Goldsworthy. Any further apologies? The Mayor for lateness, I know that he's here. The mover, moved Councillor Ward, seconded Councillor Williams. All those in favour? Against? Carried. Thank you. Confirmation of minutes. June 10th, do we have a mover?
No. Conflicts of interest first.
What's around all there?
Conflict of interest.
Let's do conflicts of interest. Do we have any conflicts of interest? Appear to be none. Minutes. Moved Councillor Fulton, seconded Councillor Ward. Any corrections or notes that need to be taken? Appear to be none. I'll put that. All those in favour?
Aye.
Against? Carried. Matters arising from the minutes? Appear to be none. We have no presentations or deputations. Reports 5.1. Improved statement of intent from Enterprise North Canterbury. Simon Hart has had a haircut, as you can see, and is here to welcome Alistair.
Thank you. As you'll see, there have been a few changes in the authors of this report, so Simon's asked me to step in for this. The draft was presented at a previous meeting, so there shouldn't be too many surprises in this, and I'll just assume that we'll take the report as read, unless there are any questions that I can help with.
Thank you, Alistair. Any questions of Alistair? Report?
Oh, just one here.
Councillor Fulton?
Sorry. Just 7.3, consistency with community outcomes. Do we have anything to be aware of in terms of government directions on community outcomes, well-beings, etc.? We have a lot of social, cultural, economic, for instance.
Jeff, have you?
Legislative?
Yeah, I think you see those community outcomes, the well-beings, they're gone and come and go. The actual essence around the work program relates to those, but it doesn't actually affect the actual program in itself. So depends on who's in power at the time. If you hear the other party, they're also saying they'll bring it back in if it goes out. So business goes on. We run as an ongoing business.
That's enough for me. Thank you.
Further questions of the report? Appear to be none. Do we have a mover? Moved the Mayor, seconded Councillor Williams. You wish to speak?
Just briefly, it's just approving the statement of intent. Enterprise North Canterbury do, I think, an exceptional job with the resources they have and the additional resources that they're able to obtain through the work and the good relationships that they have. This organisation's been in place for a large number of years now. It's well run, well led. My personal opinion, both myself and the Chief Executive sit on the board. myself as the council's representative for Jeff in an advisory capacity in that role. We're very fortunate that we have the calibre that we do in the trustees. From clear down, they all put in a large amount of work to make sure this organisation is well led and the staff do the same. So approving the statement of intent enables them to continue the work and the work plan that they've got, and also their business plan for the year ahead. If there's a change of direction, the change of direction needs to come from here. We need to signal that. And where we've had perhaps the occasional discussion point around various things, we've raised those, and they've been taken on board, like for instance, around the events fund, and they put in place and enabled a councillor, when we've got Councillor Cairns now there represented on that body, so they're very amenable to that. I'd just also like to note the relationship that exists with Hiranui District Council, because it is a partnership. It's a joint board there, and the growing relationship that's coming along with Kaikoura District and with the Coming Business Awards, and that I get nothing but positive comment in our community about the role that ENC play. And I recently went to the opening of Go Wireless, which is a business that provides wireless technologies not only in New Zealand but through the South Pacific and Australia or Australasia. And it was a call that came upon from an ENC staff member, because he was based in his garage, that led to him expanding, finding a new opportunity where he just didn't have the time and capacity himself. And so led to him getting a smaller building. Now he's built a purpose-built building for his business with a large warehouse. And he credits ENC for helping him on that journey. So that in itself is an economic reason where you get those benefits, where it's directly tangible. That's one. And I hear many of those situations often of the work that's done. So I fully support what ENC do. They're extremely valuable in our community, to our business community more broadly. And I encourage colleagues to approve the statement of intent and the annual plan.
Councillor Williams. Councillor Falk.
Just really talking to, I suppose, the intent of my question, which was the objects of the trust. I think there is real value, and it's identified here in the work the ENC does. It talks not only about economic growth, but as stated, promote and nurture community-based sustainable economic growth through projects to benefit the people of North Canterbury, and social and cultural connections to have some more, I suppose, it's just more connected community, and we have a sort of a sense of who we are and what we're about, and I think that's important. And to that end, I think it's been a good, certainly 3 years of that I've been sitting on this committee, watching ENC develop and seeing its work. I think you think of something that's just so simple but so clever, like the Great Pie Trail. I love my pastry. Hope it doesn't show too much, but it is something that really people can, at a simple level, can get their kids involved with, or themselves. Anyone loves a pie, surely. So that sort of thing is very worthy, and it gets us people moving around the district, stopping in, spending money, and just adding to the vibrancy of Waimakariri and beyond. So well done to ENC, and I support the strategic intent.
Councillor Ken.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I agree with both comments from the colleagues. It's a shame that Heather is not here this morning, because I wanted to acknowledge the new campaign that they've just launched, which is North Canterbury Proud to Be Here, and I got a couple of calls from people, from business owners, saying that it looks really, really good, and when you consider the small amount of funding that they actually receive from both councils, it's impressive what they can actually do for so little. And I was going to ask Heather as to how other Waimakariri businesses could be involved in Proud to Be Here, because they're all keen. And if I could vote, I would vote for this as well. Thank you.
Councillor Ward.
I just really want to say that we're very blessed to have such a small team that can bring so much into the community and support for us in promoting our region. And they are able to go out and get extra funding, which we can't do. So that's really the benefit. Beside, that's the plus that we have. And they do a great job, just a small group, work very hard, do a great job. So very proud to approve their statement of intent. Thank you.
Thank you. I just want to say that I was involved in the setup of this when it first came along, so hence the grey hairs. And these guys, I mean, originally, and I want to just pause on the point that the Mayor made, and that is around setting the statement of intent. That is the job of this council. We went along for nearly 6 years with a statement of intent where this council thought it was getting something, and ENC thought they were delivering something very different. And that always caused confusion, that people didn't think the job was happening, and both sides, they didn't. So it's very important, this statement of intent, and I think that it's one thing that right throughout, and particularly in audit, that needs to have a lot of attention on it, that when one comes across the desk, that it's paid a lot of attention, because it is the basis of which you work your partnership. We're lucky we have very, very good trustees in this organisation, and they deliver us what we ask them to deliver us. But going forward, I think that you need to really pay attention to statements of intent that come around this table, and make sure that you do have them right, particularly in your mind, because as I say, you think you're doing one thing and they think they're doing the right thing by you, which you actually mean two totally different things. So you just need to line that up and make sure, and ask lots of questions when they are in front of you, that you are delivering what it is that you intend to deliver. Not a criticism, it's just a fact of life, and needs really good attention. Thank you. Right to reply, Mr. Mayor? I'll put that. All those in favour?
Aye.
Against? Carried. Thank you. 5.2. Tia.
Thanks, Alistair.
Reporting on Lagoima. Jeff, do you want to comment on that? Or is Tia coming? I don't think there's any need for it. Does anyone, do we need to, it's in, this report is in here, do we need to hear from
It's
Tia?
pretty, no, I don't think so. It's pretty
For information.
We've added in trends into the report to show you that there's, what's happening with the numbers that we're getting. They seem to be starting to even out a bit in the last few months, but they're there for information, and happy to take any questions.
Any questions on this report? No questions. We have a recommendation in front of us. Moved Councillor Williams, seconded Councillor Fulton. Any discussion? Appears to be none. I'll put that. All those in favour?
Aye.
Against? Carried. Thank you. Right. Portfolio updates. Councillor Ward, audit and risk area involvement, long-term plans.
Thank you. I have a report here from Alistair about our communications that we continue to receive
Can
approximately...
we do the other one first?
Sorry?
Your long-term plans? Audit and risk?
Well, the long-term plan is we have the auditors happening at the moment, and that's really about all that we have to report. They're in-house at the moment, and they should be finished and have a report to us by October.
Thank you. Joan, any questions of Joan on the... Okay, Joan, thank you.
Sorry, I was just
No,
the
that's all right.
way I've got this in my, so I can respond quickly. From Alistair, it is, we continue to receive 35 plus media queries, 13 engagement projects in the last quarter, Our water services delivery plan has been adopted and new unit established. Waimakariri was the second council nationwide to have our water services plan adopted by DIA and the first in-house unit. We've been working closely with our water services team as well as DIA to ensure that the announcement of this has been coordinated, approved and showed a unified approach. It was also a good opportunity to look back at the good work our council achieved with Communities for Local Democracy, advocating for better water reform and to remain our community of our prudent financial, or should be remind our community of our prudent financial performance, which is key to us being able to land with an in-house unit. The support from residents was overwhelmingly positive. I think it was something like 97.3%. Elderly housing on Courtney Drive engagement, Custom Comms has been supporting the property department on a proposal to develop this former regeneration red zone land through targeted and in-house engagement with neighbouring properties. Often such proposals get a fear of the unknown response, but by having a well-crafted narrative, links to our community outcomes, good visuals and key messages developed ahead of time, this engagement went well. We expect construction to start in the coming weeks. Our youth and action plan engagement, again, a targeted engagement success. The team utilised connections through the North Canterbury Principals Network to get in front of youth in schools. Over 2,000 young locals viewed the action plan and over 1,000 did the survey, which has given us a wealth of data which helps the council understand what is important to the average young person and what role the council can have in developing a district they will want to remain in. Hikurangi Tsunami series. We've been very busy promoting the many tsunami sessions being held across our district in conjunction with CDM. This has been popular events and has shown that there is growing interest in knowing more about the risks and hazards near where people live. Community Service Awards citations. The team have been busy sitting in on interviews and working their magic to turn these into slick and smooth citations to be read out on the night. Proposed district plan announced. We announced the finalising of the proposed district plan, a project many years in the making. Due to litigious nature of planning, this release had to balance being understandably enough to normal residents, resulting in a positive sentiment towards the council without getting the council into legal strife with any developments who are seeking to challenge the decision. By focusing on retaining the aspects of the district which gives Waimakariri its unique feel, we were successful. Also helped ensure we didn't get drawn into the result of numerous private plan changes. And the last one is new events. Girls can do better car maintenance. Council teamed up with Rangiora Motor Corp and Zonta to run a free evening session for women to learn more about car maintenance. Tickets sold out almost immediately and received positive feedback from attendees. This event was run by our road safety team and a great example of how collaboration can help out local women become more confident with maintaining their cars. Those are busy times, as usual, but very well done. So, any questions?
Thank you, Joan. Any questions, Councillor Bolton?
Just a quick one. It's sort of a bit of a standing question for me, but it was just about having a report back on our website functionality on the search function. We did that probably some 2 years ago, and that's I think it's worth actually getting that feedback probably from staff and some the community if we can, might be in the next term, as to how well that has actually worked and how people find it. It might have already been covered at some point that I've missed.
Thank you. We'll take that back to them. Thank you very much for that. No other questions? So do you want me to continue on with
Thank you.
Customer service? Okay. The team have been busy over the last 6 weeks with dog registration application, registering almost 14,000 dogs over this period. Rates notices were posted out in mid-July and payments and inquiries have been steady. The number of rate payers on direct debit is currently at 43% and increasing. As expected, there has been some disappointment at the ending of the discount policy. The new multiple dwelling rates remission policy has been implemented smoothly, although a number of late applications were received. These were accepted for the current year due to bedding in the new process. Letters have been sent to 911 ratepayers that have rates in arrears with a request to either pay or set up payment arrangement before the end of August. Rates rebate processing started a bit later this year as system changes were required to cater for the 2 levels of eligibility created in the government's budget announcements. Our business and technology team did a great job getting the system ready so we didn't lose too many processing days. Processing is being extended for a few days into September. We are noticing the impact of the new eligibility levels already, with more ratepayers qualifying and an increase in the individual rebates being granted. Households with a gross income in the high 60,000s may now receive a partial rates rebate. When the busy mid-year period is over, we will arrange some more publicity in this. Last year, we granted 2,965 rates rebates totaling $2,198,879.47. The district rating revaluation is progressing well, with the Valuer General's audit program in for early September. If the audit progresses within the planned timeframe, the new values will be implemented in late September. LIM numbers in July continued to be high and may have just started to drop off slightly. Last month's 251 LIMs issued is the highest number for July since we started keeping statistics in 1995.
Thank you, Joan. Any questions? Councillor Full.
Thank you. I had an experience a couple of weeks ago, just out in the hallway there, was someone had come back and they'd just done their rates remission, and they asked what seemed to me quite a reasonable question. I said, why do every year I have to go through this proof of identity process? And they said, I haven't moved anywhere, I'm the same person. And I know we have to have checks, but this person was sort of saying, look, starting to find this quite onerous, and they were in their 70s, I guess. And I thought, the very people who we want to target, so firstly, why? And I think it was a rates remission. I presume it wasn't attached to the central government housing portion, but they have to go through this whole process. And these people are probably repeat visitors to our council. So is there something we can have an explanation of or addressed? It does get quite onerous for some people.
It's just, you've got to think about it like well, it's not like a tax return actually, because you don't have to do those now. But basically people's circumstances change. They might get inheritances and their income fluctuates. So to get the rates rebate and meet that criteria, they do have to go through an interview and explain their circumstances to us. We don't have well, no council in New Zealand has the systems like it, but maybe that's something that that might be one of those efficiencies programs that the government have, that they could actually assess the rebates automatically. Maybe that's something throughout the country. But there were some interesting stats there that Councillor Ward provided. Looked like about 8% of our ratepayers are eligible for rate rebates, and it's interesting that a lot more people are able to get it now, given that our rates probably moved at a lower percentage than what the rates rebate threshold went up. So that's quite an important number to recognise. The other one there was an interesting stat, was the building numbers, the LIMs. That's indicating that our district is still quite vibrant. There's a lot of turnover of properties. We're quite an attractive area to come to, and I've been tracking those LIMs myself for the last 18 months, and the numbers we're getting are records, and these are records when you go back 11% increases that we had in the population after the earthquakes. It's insignificant. It's showing that when the economy does improve, we're going to get quite a substantial increase in building.
Just to follow up a bit. Just to clarify, should we require a physical interview for people to come in and go through the process? What if they're physically sort of disabled or unwell? I mean, these people are vulnerable often, for that reason they're coming in.
Yeah, I'm not sure of the process we use there.
How rigorous it is.
Yeah, I'm not sure the process. Well, I have to bring up some information on that for that particular people.
Councillor Keynes?
Thank you, Mr Chair. The Chief Executive's already answered my question now in his summary in regards to, I wanted to establish as to how many people were asking for the rates rebate, and you've signalled 8%, which I thought was down then, because I thought previously we were sitting at around about 9% of our rate payers were actually applying for a rebate. In theory, I'm thinking it should be going up. And do we monitor that?
Yeah, we do monitor it. I only guessed at 8%. So it could be within 1% or 2. But yes, you'll find that the numbers are going up because we're increasing roughly we increased 750 new dwellings last year. So as a percentage of that, the numbers are definitely going up.
Right, thank you. Thank you, Joan. Right, I have no questions. I have no urgent general business. We have some matters public excluded, which is in your agenda. Do I have someone to move that we move into public excluded? Sorry, moved to Councillor Ward, seconded Councillor Fulton. All those in favour? Against? Carried. Thank you. We're now in public excluded.